string class. Okay, we are going to learn a string class. So usually when we learn about string and characters, right? So if I write like this in Java, you consider this as a character. But if I use double quotes and write, so you consider this as a string, right? So basically, in general sense, string is a combination of a sequence of character, right? That is true. In Java, we have a string class. Okay, so today we are going to learn about a string class. What is string class? What is the behavior of string class? And it is one of the very important topic that interviewers used to ask question from this topic. So we have to be more careful and we have to be more attentive. Okay, so string class. So in Java, we are having a built-in class called string. Okay, so built-in class means if you are having class means you can create an object of that class, right? Okay, so and this string class belong to lang package. Okay, so if you want to use string class, you don't need to import any package and all. Okay, this class final in nature. Final in nature means if any class which is final, right? So you cannot extend, you cannot subclass, right? You cannot create a subclass, a child of that class, right? You cannot define a subclass for a string class. Clear? Okay. Now, if you see, we'll see that also. So if you go to a string class implementation, right, you can see that a string class have implemented three interface. The first is serializable. Okay, you don't know the use of serializable, that we'll learn in future. Comparable, and the third is char sequence. Okay, so how many we have? We have serializable, comparable, and char sequence. So string class implemented these three interfaces. Okay, so that each interface add a certain feature to string class that we anyhow learn in future. Okay, okay. Now, before going into the depth, we first know string is the only class in Java, not only that there is other class also, right? Integer also. Okay, so string and integer, we'll see that and we'll talk about string now. So if you want to create an object, string is a class, so definitely we can create an object of string, right? So how we can create the string object? Okay, so let's assume if you want to create the object of string, the string class name object name equal to new string. Here you will type Abhinav, right? So this is the one way, this is the first way to create a, this is the first way to create a string object, and there is another way to create a string object. Okay, so how we can create that? You can directly write string, this is obj, right? Obj2 and equal to Abhinav. Okay, so there are two ways to create a string object. Okay, okay, clear to you all, like how we can create a string object? Later we'll see like what is the difference if you create with new and without new. So this is the two way we can use to create a string object, and we'll learn about this two way, why to use, when to use and all. Okay, now, so till now you have known that string is a built-in class in java.lang package. String is a final, so you cannot create a subclass of string, right? Okay, string implement following interfaces: serializable, comparable, and char sequence, right? you can create a string object in two ways. First, by using new operator. Second, directly by using string literals. Clear? Okay. Now, the fourth point. Sorry. Okay. Yes. Now the fourth point. The string is immutable. What is means immutable? The string objects are immutable. That we'll learn in detail how to create a immutable class and all. But a string is immutable in nature. So immutable means if you once you create the object, right? Let us assume you created an object and then you try to modify that object, what will happen? So once object got created, you cannot modify the content of the object. If you try to modify the content of the object, it will create a new object. Clear? So immutable, if anyone asks you what is immutability, so what do you say? So once object created, then the content of or the data of that object cannot be modified. If you modify, it will create a new object. Means existing object data you cannot modify, right? So if you add something,
Abhinav, I have a doubt. Like, see, actually, when we try to change the value of some object, the new object will be created, right?
yes,
So, in that case, what will happen to the old object?
all object will be there.
Okay, so will it be like collected by the garbage collection? Like, will
No,
it
no,
be?
no, no, no.
No.
That I will explain today. Okay.
Okay.
So after this, we'll learn a string constant pool mechanism. Okay, which is based on a design pattern that we learn future. First, we'll learn about this string constant pool, and then later we'll learn about this design pattern as well. Okay. So till now, you have to know that if you try to modify, let's assume if you are having Abhinav, right? This is Abhinav, object got created. So we have object 2 plus. If you try to add something, it will create a new object. It will not do modification to this object. If you try to concat or if you try to add directly by using plus operator. So you know that with a string you can use plus operator to concat to a string, right? Okay. Now immutability is clear. How immutability work, how that design, if I have to create my, like interviewer will ask you if you are having more than 3 years of experience, can you create a your own class which is immutable in nature, right? So that we'll learn later, okay, in design pattern and all. But right now you have to know that the string is immutable in nature. Okay.
So you're saying the content of the string is cannot be changed?
Yes, the content of
Okay.
string object you cannot change. Okay.
Okay.
Why you
Okay.
cannot change? For till now, I just answer a basic thing, and then later when I explain
Mm.
this immutability design pattern, we'll go into the depth. Okay. So
Okay.
you always remember. So a string. So when you create a string object, right? So you created this string object, right? So if you open in your code base, if you open a string class, you can see that okay, string class holds data, like whatever data you pass to string object, right? String constructor. So where it will get hold. So there is a property called, I will demonstrate that also. There is a property called private final char and value. So whatever you pass to this, right? It will go and store there. So which type it is? It is final. Final means you cannot modify the content once it's created. It's private. So you can only access through public method. Okay, that we'll see. Okay. So which is clear? So if you look, if when you open your code base, if you open the string class, right? So what happened? So if you see like, let assume this is string class. So public final keyword was there, and then you have a class, and then you have a name like string. This is our class name string, and then it's have implements this three interface which I mentioned. The first one is serializable. I'm writing in short form. The second one is comparable, and the third one is char sequence, and then parenthesis open, parenthesis close, and other implementation would be there. and the main thing that where we hold the data private, final, char. Well, how it's holding and what and all, we have to go through the code. But right now, you just have to know that, okay, it's holding here. Oh, sorry. It's holding the data in values, which is private and final. Clear? Okay. So till now it's clear. No issue till now. Okay. Okay. So now it's pretty straightforward. So if someone asks you to create a string object, you will just say, okay. Now the complexity will start here. String obj equal to new string abhi. Okay. So I've created this object, right? Okay. Now I have string obj equal to new string abhi. Okay. Obj, this is obj1, this is obj2. So what is this? Now both are having same content, right? You all
Yeah.
are right. So if both are having same content, then if I compare this both, right? So what output we will get? Anyone is having system along with you?
Okay.
So try and let me know. If both use new, then what will happen? So I have created two objects, right? Are you guys able to see that, right? Object 1 and object 2.
Yes.
Object 1 is having
Yes.
Abhi. Object 2 is also having Abhi. Maybe just because I have ABHI. Okay. This is ABHI. Okay. Same. Whatever I have on object 1. Then what happened? Like if I compare these two, so what result we will get?
If we are comparing with dot equals, it will return true.
Hmm.
But if you are comparing with the double equals, it will return false.
Okay. Why?
Because these both are two different objects.
Okay. Okay. So you are saying, okay, let me do one thing. Just 1 second. Now we'll answer and then it will be clear for everyone. Okay. Object X and string object Y. This is string. Okay. And here I have
Yeah.
AB.
Sorry.
Here I have AB. Now, if I compare these two, ABX and ABY, what output I will get? If I am using equal to ABX, ABY, what output I will get?
This equal to operate doesn't compare the contents. It just compares that reference of the objects.
Correct. The
So it will
equal
return false.
for this one, it will return.
The equals method.
Both the address will be different.
Yeah, that this equals method will return true.
Correct. And this one you are saying return false.
Yes,
Right?
because it is not, yeah, it is not comparing the content, just comparing the reference of the two objects, which is different.
Correct. Okay. And Ponita, what you are saying?
I think, yeah, I remember now. Like, I think it will check in the string constant pool if there is any value with the same object. It will refer the same, I guess. But I don't remember properly.
Okay. So now that is the thing. It's a string is mostly you will get a question like this. Okay. So we have to get the clear idea of a string constant full. So already I've told okay how to create a string object. So this is pretty straightforward. If any time you want to create, you can just simply whatever I teach you here, right? There are two ways to do that string object creation, which is enough for string object creation. But complexity arises here, okay, with this. Okay, so now we'll learn about what happened when we create a string object, and then you all will understand in better way. Okay. So let me start with basic of this. So we'll start with string constant pull. So whenever you create any object of a string in Java, so what happened? So first JVM allocate the memory for the string reference variable. Okay, so where it will store and all, we'll see. So let just think through. This is a memory. Okay, inside a memory we'll have a this red color, right? This is a string constant. Clear? Okay. So whenever you create, let us assume I have created one, I will create one. Let me change the color. I will create here. I will create here string str1 equal to A, B, and C. Okay. So what happened? What will happen in that case? So first of all, this string reference, it will get created here str1. That is the first step. And then JVM will verify this string. Where it will verify? It will verify, it will go and check inside string constant pool, it is available or not. Okay, always remember when you create with string literals, okay, just remember the flow. Okay, so it will go and check, okay, string constant pool, it is there or not. So they will say, no, it's not there. So what it will do? It will go and add here A, B, C, right? Definitely it is having an address. Let us assume it's have an address of, I'm just giving random 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what happened? This string reference, right? It will store 1, 2, 3, 4. It will, because it's point to this, right? Okay. Now, when you are creating first time by using string letters, this happen. Okay. Let us assume if a string letter is not available in the string constant pool, when you are using with this double quotes, okay, it will first check in a string constant pool. If it's not available, it will create a new string object inside string constant pool, which I created and assigned to str1, right? Okay. When the same thing happen, let us assume if I'm creating new string str2 with the same content abc. Clear? So now I have created abc. So what happened? So again JVM take this value, it will first go and search in string constant pool. So it will find it or not? Bonita?
Yeah, it will find it, like, because it's already there, right, in the string constant pool.
Yes, it's already there. So what it will do? str2 1, 2, 3, 4. Understand?
Yes.
Okay. Now same thing happen when you do. Okay, now you created str3 with same abc. So what happened? Again it will do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Clear? Till now clear?
Yes.
Okay. So now you will ask a question. Okay, fine. I'm creating with this and it's going and creating over there. That is fine. Okay. But there are two ways to create a string object, right? This is the one way literals. So literals, every time it is going in string constant pool and checking. Okay. What about new operator?
I have a doubt, Abhi.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so if we have string str3, right? So when we try to change the value of this str3, for example, again I am assigning some other value like str3 equal to abcd.
Okay,
So in
let
this,
A,
again a
B,
new,
C, D. Okay.
okay.
So what happened? It will go and check ABC and this one also. Whatever you
Okay.
think, the whole. It's
Mhm.
available. It's not available, right?
Yeah, it's not available.
It will create a new one. It will have A, B, C, whatever new thing you have, it will point to this one. Okay. and this one is not there, right? Because you said ABC3. So there is no need of str3 because, right? Because you modified here, right? If you modify like this, let us assume string str4 equal to str3. Sorry, str3 plus something if you add, okay,
Mm-hmm.
then it will create str4 and this new object will get mapped to str4. str3 will remain same because you cannot modify the existing content, okay?
Okay.
Okay, anyhow, we'll see, check all this thing, whatever you guys asking now. Let me complete this new one and then we'll again come. Okay, so string, when you are creating with laterals, what happen when you pass a value, it will first check in string constant pool. If it's not available, okay, what is string constant pool? It's a special part of heap area. Inside heap area only this string constant pool will get created. Okay, who create that? JVM create that. Okay, so now again I will take same memory kind of thing and let me take a string constant pool here. Okay, let me delete this and now, okay, so now you are going with the new operator. Okay, so you know that what happened with double equals to, and now you're going with new operator. So whenever you create with a new operator, right, so it will not check in string constant pool. Okay, so let me create string str1 equal to new string avhi. Clear? Okay, so now what we'll do is, okay, so str1, right, we are using new string. Okay, so if string literals available in string constant pool, let us assume it's go, it will check avhi. If it's available in string constant pool, it will just ignore that. Okay, it will create a new reference for that. Okay, if it's not available or it is available, okay, there is a, one second, there is a pattern that will learn, which is intern. Okay, so what intern will do with this? So first take example, you create a str1, it will go, it will create here, this is string constant pool, it will create here avhi. Okay, this is heap area. Okay, now we have reference here. What is the reference name? str1, which is pointing to this. Okay, so this have certain memory like address 5132 or 5132. Okay, now you will again create a string str2 equal to new string avhi. Same content. What will happen? Like any one of you can guess an answer?
I think this will create a new object instead of referring the old one. That means instead of checking in the string constant and pool, without checking, it will create a new object, I guess.
Okay. So it will create again a new 5134 ABHI. Now, a behavior is pretty much clear, right? So what happened when we are going with new? What happened we are going with without new, right? So now we'll take another example. Okay. You guys have to answer me what will happen. Okay, we'll take 4 or 5 examples and then we'll proceed further. Okay, so I know what happened with new. So simply new will it will create a new object, right, in a heap area every time whenever you use a new operator, right? So we'll see some example and then we'll proceed further. We'll learn more about this. So now I have a string str1 equal to hi. string str2 equal to 5. Okay. So now if I write system.out.println, right? If I print str1 equal to str2, what will be the output? Any one of you can answer?
It's true because both are pointing to same object.
Kritika?
I think it's true because
Yes.
both are like a string pool and that's the same object.
Yes, correct. So both will have a content in the string pool. Both are pointing to the both references. One is to having the storing the same memory address. So in that is the reason when do s1 equal to s2. So what happen? It will print true, right? So string 1 and string 2 is true because both are pointing to the same memory address. Clear? Okay. Now the second example. So string s1 equal to new string where we have abhi, okay, and then we have string s2 equal to abhi. So now we have s1 and s2, okay. Now let us use system.out.println. If someone asks s1 equal to s2, what will be the output?
Same, it's true.
In this case, I think true.
Why?
Because it's S2 it will not create new
Here
object. It will
also,
same reference.
yeah.
No, here you will get false.
Really?
Yes, that is the thing. You guys have to be more focused. Okay, why it will get? Okay, now take the first one, s1, right?
Okay.
S1 will create a new object in a heap. Okay,
Okay.
true, correct. Okay. S2 will go and it will first, because it's a lateral based creation, it will first check whether it will check in string constant pool, right? Hello is or
Yes.
okay. So it will first check, okay, a Abhinav is there or not, right? It's not there. So
Okay.
what it will do? It will add it.
Okay.
It will add it there, right? And equals to, because both are pointing to the difference object, right? So that is the reason you are getting this false. Clear? So they will ask you explanation. You say because we are using new operator to get object in the heap which is outside of the pool, right? And then in second we are creating with the literals, right? So that is the reason literals always go into the
String constant pool.
constant pool, and that is the reason we are having this. Okay. Now then interview will say, okay, fine, you are answering very well, so he will play a trick with you. Okay, so now it will do one thing. You will say string s1 equal to new string, and he will add abhi. Sorry. Oh, so what it will do? String s1 equal to new string abhi. Okay. So I've created s1 new string abhi, and then what interview will do? It will use intern. Intern is a method. Okay, we'll come to know about that, and then it will create string s2 equal to new string. Sorry. Abhi. And then it will ask you s1 equal to s2. Question mark. What output will get?
So what does the intern method does?
Yeah. So here intern method. So this is one of the most asked question for 3+ year of experience in Java. So intern method force a string to be added to the pool or retrieve it from the pool if already exist. Okay. So even if you are creating with new operator, if you use this intern, right, on the object, right? So it will force that string. Okay, you have to go and to check it is available in string pool or not. If not available, then you're supposed to add yourself in string pool. Okay, so in that case, S1 and S2 both point to same memory address, and you will get output
True.
S2. Clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with
Yeah.
help of these three examples, okay, we almost cover all of the implementation. Okay, now equals to, anywhere if you use equals to, if content is same, it will give you the true. If content is not same, it will give you false. But interview will not ask you anything which is related to equals. They will ask you everything related to double equals, because it will make more questions and it will more confusing in the string context. Clear?
Yeah, Abhinav, I have a doubt in the second point. So when we create the object in new with a new string, right? So it won't have anything in the string constant pool. It will be directly having the it will create the object only in the heap area, right?
Yes,
Okay.
it will directly create in the heap area.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you are using this intern method, then
It will
be created in the
yeah, after getting object, you will use intern method s1 dot intern. Okay. So basically what it
uh,
does, it will force s1 to whatever content s1 hold to add it in the string constant pool.
pool.
And
Okay.
next time if anyone create object, right? So they
Mm-hmm.
will do a lookup into string constant, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now, interviewer will ask, okay, you have, now you got to, if that much only you have to know about, okay, equal to and all, how it's behave and all. Okay. Then later we'll learn more about some other methods. Okay. Now, if you go 5+ year, right? 5+ year or 6 year of Java developer, they will ask you, okay, which design pattern string constant pool implement. So you have to answer flyway. We'll learn about it when we learn design principle. Okay. So what it does. So what is the use of that design pattern, or what is the use of string constant pool? So string constant pool, you remember someone asking about, okay, uh, cloning, right? Though why we are not deeply cloning, because string is also a reference, and also I told you, right? Ponita or Kritika, right? Someone from you are asking, right? He,
Yeah.
Yes.
Because why we are using deep cloning nest?
so
Yes.
because it's immutable in nature, right? So anyhow, like, see, if you clone it or not clone it, right? They are going to share the same memory, right? If you create with new operator, you will create a different one. So that is the reason we are not doing the deep cloning of string reference. Okay. Because if you try to modify also, it will not modify, right? It will create a new object, right? Okay. So now string constant pool implement a flyway design pattern, and the principles of flyway. Okay, what it means that. So whenever it's basically what it does, it will reduce the memory overhead, right? It's, let us assume if you are having 100 same string object, right? You will create hundreds. So for the same uh, string object or string content, you unnecessarily occupying the memory, and you are creating a multiple reference, right? Which is not good in the term of memory optimization and all. Okay, but in certain scenario, news, no, we want a separate, every time when we create a string, we need a separate object. So that is also there, that we'll talk about later. Okay, but if anyone asks which design pattern string constant will implement, you have to say flyweight design pattern. What it does, So this pattern have a principle to reuse the existing object if objects data is available. Okay. JVM act as a flyway design pattern flyway factory which manage the string pool. Okay. And JVM ensure that identical string should share the same memory. So if you are having any identical string, right? So they must share the address with the different references that we already have seen in the example. Clear? So I'm just going through each question which you're supposed to get, right? So if you create with a string constant pool, you don't need to go with equals. The comparison is faster, right? You will just use equal to operator, you compare that. If they point to the same memory, means they are having the same content, right? And memory optimization, because if you create 100 object having the same content, you save certain memories, right? Because all the reference point to the same memory, right? Okay. Now performance gain. What performance gain we are getting? Garbage collector will not get overloaded, right? Overhead of doing cleaning and all, right? Because we are limiting the number of object, right? You guys are able to like visualize, right? What I'm saying or not?
Can you
Not
please
that much,
come
please.
once again?
Okay. See, simple thing. So if you implement a string constant pool, so what benefit you are getting? So memory optimization. How memory optimization is happening? So if you create 100 object, right, in your program, if you create 100 object and all the 100 object having a same content, then
Yeah.
what will happen? They all point to the
Same.
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 Yes.
so there is no memory overhead, right? Okay. Let's
Yes.
say
Yes.
if you do a comparison of two objects which hold the same content. So it will be a quick because you are just comparing the address of these two references, right? If both are same means they're having a same content, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. And performance gain from the garbage collector side, because garbage collector don't need to do much work because there is a less number of objects, there is less number of
Objects.
unused
Yes.
objects and all. So that is the same.
Okay.
Okay. And what all?